latch that door. A very warm welcome, guys, or should I say a very cold and freezing welcome to our next part of our epic trip, our ferry flight to the USA. Now we are currently situated at Bravo India Kilo Foxtrot in Iceland, but we are heading out now, bound for Greenland, and I'm a little concerned, if I'm honest, because checking the weather on Active Sky, which I also have dialed in, and we could probably actually even now get our ATIS for our destination, which is some 700 nautical miles away, but we're probably not going to make that there on this particular leg. Look at that moon rising up there. Right, we're on 10 here, so make sure, because we've got live traffic here, so I want to make sure that the runway is clear. I'd hate to collide into a real life scheduled flight, that would be pretty bad. But yeah, so we're going to get what looks like some pretty bad weather the other end. And I mean, the TBM does have icing deterrent, shall I say, but they're pretty rudimentary compared to what you'd expect from an airliner. And not only that, obviously this is the Hot Start TBM, so if we're going to get icing, we're going to get it. We're going to get it on the windscreen, we're going to get it on the leading edges, and it's going to affect the aircraft and we will die. Simple as that. And I really don't want this big epic trip to end badly like that. That would just be too much to bear, quite honestly. So that is got me a bit concerned, but hopefully we're going to be alright. Takeoff power is set. Oh no, it isn't. It's set. Now off we go, and we're finally going to say goodbye to Iceland. I'm just very concerned about that weather. And I've been in a situation before in this aircraft where the weather's closed in and it will bite you, I'll tell you that for a fact. Checking out for traffic as we rotate. Looking good. Gear up, positive rate of climb. Said that the wrong way around, doesn't matter. And we'll just enjoy that view as we climb out. Now we're going to make a, we've got a bit of turbulence here. We're going to make another high performance kind of climb to our cruise altitude again, a 310. But we are airborne. Right, autopilot on, nav mode on, FLC. And let's go outside to check out that view. Okie dokie, inertia separator can come off now. We'll put our landing lights off. Intercepting our course nicely, as you can see that is our plan today. Including the SO-SIT departure, which we're doing right now. All is good. Interesting, our top of climb is oh actually no, we might be able to make that. Zoom in obviously because we're quite far out, and yeah, it looks like I haven't when you download these plans and put them into Avitab, you've got to make sure that you change the resolution setting for the display, so that when you zoom in you can really see it in good detail, and I probably forgot to do that, hence why I can't really zoom in very well. But that's okay. With the Windows Mixed Reality software I can get the oh, check that torque, that's okay, yeah, we're on the yellow but we're fine. We can get that up by looking at our desktop and see where we are. We'll be able to do that now to show you. We click desktop. So here you can see, guys, I love this feature about the Windows Mixed Reality software, that I've actually got my desktop up at the moment, which is really useful. Don't know what's going on there, but yeah. And here we are, this is us. Our top of climb is there, which is looking about right. And then we're going so sit, that's the airway. Sabag, and then Masik. And then I think by the time we reach landfall we're going to be looking for somewhere to land, really. We may go here, I'm not sure, we might make the whole way, but it all depends. I'm not quite sure how long this flight's going to take, because I'm such an amazing organised pilot that does everything to the book. But no, I think we'll see how we get on. We might be okay, but my main concern, the two concerns we have, is that obviously this crossing here, we want to make sure that the aircraft is behaving properly, because I would hate to end up in the drink. And of course my concern also is the weather. I'll probably be able to show you this actually. If I zoom in here, the weather will come into view, and it's pretty bad with freezing rain. That was forecast anyway, although at the moment it's changed again. That's interesting. That is good news if that is the case, because here we go, light freezing rain. Right, it's actually moved. That's so cool. Active Sky is such an amazing tool, it really is. It's superb. I've actually got Steam VR working at the moment as well, because not Steam VR, Steam itself rather, because I'm loading a load of new scenery for Aerofly. So interesting. Overcast 100 feet, moderate snow. Oh my god. But that is over the sea. And we're getting quite a bit of turbulence all of a sudden as well. Oh guys, I really hope we're going to be able to manage this okay. But as we reach landfall, the weather gets better. And I think that's when we... actually no, that's quite far in. So here, we've got light snow, 100 feet, overcast. That is just horrendous. Oh, that looks amazing, doesn't it? That just looks gorgeous. The TBM is such a photographic aircraft. Photogenic, shall I say. Photographic. Right, so we have just hit cruise, and our torque is quite low actually. I don't know why. It's down to 79 at full power, so I just need to keep an eye on that. I know this flight's got a bit of uncertainty about it, which is great fun, but also a little bit stressful. And you know what? Actually, I think I can see... oh, God, that made me jump. That was the controller. That's not... could have been a bird, I don't know. Yeah, is that Iceland over there? Could I possibly see it already? No, surely not. Not already. Could I? I don't know. I think that's probably more to do with the... LOD radius. We'll definitely use our weather radar on board the TBM this time as well. But below us we're going to be flying above what is going to be some pretty horrendous weather, some freezing rain and pretty heavy snow with 100-foot overcast cloud base. We don't want to get any engine problems now, do we? Oh, torque has risen a bit to 83. And you won't get this kind of feeling if I did this at this particular flight in an airliner. Well, it's still quite an adventure, but it's not like doing it in a single engined aircraft. And also, say if I did it in the Coronado Falcon or something, well, I know that engine, I know that aircraft's just going to keep working perfectly because it's not modelled to the depths of what this can do. So anything can happen. This TBM is a living, breathing aircraft with all sorts of things going on in the background, just like the real aircraft would be. So there's that anticipation and that feeling of, oh god, you know, I really hope we're going to be okay, kind of thing, you know. But I must admit, our actual, for whatever reason, whether it's the particular air in this area or the weather, we're not going that quick. Nearly 190 knots indicated with 236 knot ground speed at 31,000 feet. And I think it's because that is it, yes, we have got a very heavy headwind. Might be worth dropping down a bit, actually. I might decide to do that. But yeah, there's that definite added sense of dread and adventure by doing something like this with real world weather in the TBM 900, the most detailed and advanced and incredible GA aircraft ever made for X-Plane, well, so far anyway. And I know I've said it so many times, but guys, this is a very special aircraft and it's totally worth the price. Now, I haven't really been using DCS that much, and I'll tell you why, and that's reminded me because of what I've just said. Now, the TBM, this is probably about the same price as a DCS aircraft would be. The difference is, though, that I've put about, I don't know, hundreds of hours into this aircraft since I bought it when it was released. So I have really, truly got my money's worth of this aircraft. I absolutely adore it. Now, if I were to buy, say, the Harry or the F-16 for the sort of similar price, you know, they're about £60, £50 or whatever they are. It's a lot of money, and I totally understand why they're that much money, because they're so advanced. I'd have to spend that amount of time in DCS to really warrant spending that amount of money, and unfortunately with DCS, you know, thing is with X-Plane you can get away with it. You've already got the world, you already got a massive playground, and it's a GA aircraft, so you do GA flights obviously, or civilian type flying. Now with DCS there's only so much you can do in terms of just flying around. You need a campaign, and of course that's even more money on top of that. And then of course on top of that you then need a map like Nevada or something like that, which is another load of money. So before you know it, you are buying these kind of modules that you're going to be looking at £200 or £300. So I'd have to be a proper hardcore DCS fan to really get the most out of that, and that also involves a lot of studying, because these aircraft, you know, they are properly designed masterpieces really in their own right. They're incredible. And with all the stuff I already do with X-Plane, Aerofly, and all my other fun things I do in VR, as well as my own kind of life, real life and everything, I just cannot devote that. It's impossible. So what I have done is I've bought IL-2, which I'm an absolute massive fan of, and I actually bought their original flight sim many years ago, and the flight modelling and aircraft physics is second to none. It cost me 10 quid in the sale the other day, and that's all VR ready. I'm going to have a heap of fun in that, and it's still going to be very, very, very realistic, and all the aircraft campaign scenery, it's all there. So for me, that will probably be a better option for me. Now, I love DCS, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to abandon it, but I don't know, with everything else going on right now, I just don't have time to properly invest in it. So I'll probably just just basically put my foot in the water every now and then, probably fly some of the freeware aircraft, and if there ever is a really decent sale on, I'll probably buy something then. Okay guys, now unless anything dramatic happens, for the sake of your time and my hard drive space, I think we'll end this part here, and oh, look at that view there, amazing, that reflection, beautiful but scary. I don't want to end up in there. So yeah, if anything pretty dramatic happens, I think I will leave you now for a bit and check back in later on, hopefully when we're a bit further down the road. Okay guys, thanks very much, and I'll see you in a bit. We are descending now, going through 14,000 feet, and the weather is starting to close in a little bit, and since it's so cold I am a bit concerned. Now the ortho is looking a bit pantsier, to be honest, but hopefully it'll improve a bit. That's the only thing with ortho, you never know what you're going to get, but that's all part of the adventure. But yeah, we've got a bit of rain here now, so I need to be very vigilant right now because it is so cold. Let's put this anti-ice stuff on. This is what I was afraid of, to be honest. I'm going to put the inertial separator on as well, because we don't want any ice build-up going in there. If need be, I might jump back up again, but paying a particular close attention to the leading edges. Yeah, and there's ice build up straight away. I can see it. Right, okay. We need to be very careful here. I'm actually a bit concerned. That is ice. That is most definitely ice. Oh God. You know, this aircraft is amazing. I'm watching it now, right now, as the ice is building up on the leading edges and the boots are activating and kicking the ice off. It's just, there's not many aircraft out there that can do that level of detail. Okay, so we're out of the cloud as such, but it's still raining, but hopefully being out of the cloud will be enough for us to
vertical track,
to you know, get out of the icy conditions. But boys, it's freezing rain, so it's not great at all.
track.
Yep, don't worry, we're all sorted with that. VNAV doing its thing. As I say, we've got our icing all on, our inertial separator on. It's just quite incredible seeing how the boots are kicking that ice off there. It's one hell of an aircraft, this is. Superb.
Bravo, Golf, Sierra, Foxtrot Airport information, Victor 1150, Zulu, weather, wind 085 at 6, visibility 10,000, sky condition, ceiling 12,000, broken, temperature -14, dew point -15, altimeter, Bravo, Golf, Sierra,
okay.
Foxtrot Airport information.
So it seemed that the icing, the way it built up, as we went through that cloud layer, the icing just basically formed right on the aircraft. That reminds me of when I did a real flight once, and we did the exact same thing, and even though we descended through the cloud pretty damn quick, I could see ice appear on the windshield, and it was quite a scary scary experience. And it's bringing it all back in X-Plane and in the Reverb, which is just exactly what flying's all about, isn't it? But this rain, I can almost feel it. God, it just looks so cold and so heavy. So this is the business end of the flight now. We've just got to get down safe. I would hate for something to happen now. Oh, just thinking about it. Oh, we've got so far. But this is what this adventure's all about. Okay, pretty awful scene out there. We are so close now. Probably tuned to approach departure 1262. Right, landing light is coming on. We're going to keep all our icing stuff on, and there we are. We're actually going to go right overhead, so I just need to really slow down here. Going way too fast, and I'm misaligned as well. There we go, that's better. Oh, it's good to see a runway. It really is. What a sight that is. It's a nice big runway as well, and even out the sticks this far out, it looks like it's a very nice looking airfield, thanks to the gateway airports once again. Okay, autopilot is coming off, and we're going to make a left downwind, get on that deck. Landing gear coming down. I think the icing equipment can go off now actually. I think we're going to be alright. Right. That's the trim wheel doing its thing. I think, well, we are very high actually, but we're just going to use 1 degree of flaps for this landing. Plenty of runway there, plenty. And I'm feeling some turbulence coming in here, courtesy of active sky. Wind's died down a bit, but we've got a slight crosswind, so I'm crabbing in a little bit. Get a screenshot there. And we're going to get on that glide slope. Looking good.
Sink rate 500. Sink rate. Sink rate.
We'll land a little
Sink
long
rate.
here, I think. There's going to be no prizes for us landing on the piano keys when the runway's so long. We might as well minimise our taxi. That is a great sight, and this runway is actually really sloped. You can probably see that there. Oh wow, what a place! Bring her down gently.
Airspeed.
Perfect. That was a very nice little touchdown there. Right, we're going to use my reversers because I don't want this runway to kick us back off again up in the air, because it's quite sloopy, shall I say. Whew. Welcome to Greenland. We have made it. Against all the odds. Against all the odds we have made it, and our hotel's over there, look, you can see there, so 5-star accommodation. Wow, this airfield kind of is all over the place. It's kind of on a ridge, so like the taxiway, we're going back downhill again now, and you probably won't be able to see that in the video, but in VR you really feel like you're going downhill. Bit like how GoPros kind of like flatten the picture out a bit. It's kind of the same thing. So where should we there's a King Air over there, should we park next to him? Although I'm kind of intrigued over there as well, some military aircraft, one of which with its lights blinking, but no, we'll go and park next to this King Air, I think. Flaps are up, P-tates can come off, taxi light on, strobe off. I am genuinely relieved to be back on the ground. And so far this ferry flight has just been absolutely awesome. There we go, that will do us. With plenty of fuel remaining. If we had more time we probably could have gone straight over and probably made it to Canada. Oh, fantastic. Get rid of all these. Bleed air come off. I can hear Monty near me. I think he knows that I've finished. He always seems to know when I've finished the flight. He's such a clever dog. It's either that or I'm obvious with everything I do. Okay. Lights off, engines off. So guys, this concludes what has been an absolutely amazing trip. Especially with all the weather that we went across. I'm very, very relieved to be back on the ground. When I saw, as we went through that cloud and I could see all that icing on the leading edges just appear so fast, I thought we're in trouble here. But we've made it here. And thank you so much for watching. Our next leg will be into Canada and into the US. I'll see you then. Take care. Bye bye.